I'm Banks Peacock, retired instructor from Wayne Community College, and today I'll be reading Girl, Bear, and Duck, Finding the Story, written and illustrated by Suzanne Watson, for Zoe and Lucy. Lizzie had two best friends, very quiet friends. She didn't mind that they didn't actually say anything. There was Duck, who was white, fluffy, and cute. Then there was Bear, who was brown, cuddly, and squishy. Wherever Lizzie went, Duck and Bear came too, and they absolutely always came to bed, although sometimes they did fall out when she wriggled. Lizzie curled up with her book and Bear and Duck and started to read. A long time ago, there was an old man who wanted a boring, quacked Duck. Whispered Lizzie. You're a toy. You're not meant to have opinions. But I do have opinions, quacked Duck. Very good opinions. Muttered Bear. Just because they're your opinions doesn't mean they're good opinions. Said Lizzie. You're a toy bear. You're not meant to have an opinion about toy ducks having opinions. Duck and Bear stood and stared at each other, and then they stared at Lizzie. All right, Lizzie said, so what should I be reading? Duck sat down while he and Bear both thought about that. And as they thought, they grew. Duck stopped at a sensible size for a duck, but Bear grew and grew and grew until he was huge. I'd like a story with bears in it, said Bear. So Lizzie grabbed a book and tried again. Goldilocks didn't like Baby Bear's porridge or Mummy Bear's porridge, but she really liked Baby Bear's porridge. She read. She looks far too comfortable in there, muttered Bear. She's stealing, quacked Duck. I don't like this story either. Muttered Lizzie. How about a bear and a different story, asked Bear. What sort of story, asked Lizzie cautiously. Bear thought and thought and thought. Duck yawned. Once upon a time, started Bear, there was a little girl called Red Riding Hood. A wolf followed her through the forest because he wanted to eat her, but a brave and magnificent bear followed them and kept Red Riding Hood safe. Boring, quacked Duck. Too scary, Lizzie whispered quietly. I want a duck story, quacked Duck. Lizzie hunted through her books and lifted the ugly duckling. No, 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 quacked Duck loudly. Not that story, a proper story, a book with me in it. I don't think you'd fit in a book, said Lizzie slowly. I suppose we could sort of squish you a bit. Or iron you, suggested Bear. Or use a rolling pin. Or take your stuffing out. Duck didn't look impressed. Bear thought, we could have a story about the time you forgot that ducks could fly and got stuck in a tree. That would be a good story. Duck looked a little bit embarrassed, which is quite difficult for a duck. What about a road trip, quacked Duck suddenly. We could have picnics and see all the sights, and Bear could drive and I could read the map and... Duck, said Lizzie, 20 minutes ago you were a fluffy toy. I'm not sure you can read maps. Also, this is meant to be a book, not you planning your dream holiday. We could put you in a cookery book with orange sauce, suggested Bear. Not fair, quacked Duck. I want to be famous, not roasted. And anyway, I don't like oranges. I prefer limes. Duck thought a bit more. How about a nice story about a spa, or a beach, or swimming in the sea? We could all have different boats, quacked Duck. I think I get seasick, said Bear, and I think we'd end up having to rescue you. I know, shouted Bear suddenly. A hot chocolate bath. You could float around making friends with marshmallows. Duck looked at Bear. It was that sort of look. So not a hot chocolate bath then, muttered Bear. I'd like a story about a shopping trip, quacked Duck. We could go to lots and lots of shops and everyone buys me lots and lots and lots of presents. And then you stop being annoying? Asked Lizzie. Duck glared. I'm guessing I'd have to carry everything as well, said Bear. I think we need a different story. Lizzie, I think you might be better at thinking of a story, said Bear. Give me a moment, said Lizzie, and she started to think. And then she started to grin. I don't think we need to read a story. How am I meant to sleep without a story? Quacked Duck. No, said Lizzie, we need to be the story. Come on. She jumped out of bed and grabbed some clothes. And so the three friends crept out of the house and stopped very suddenly. Look up, said Bear quietly. Wow, they all said together. What would you love to do if you could do anything? Asked Lizzie. I'd climb up and catch the moon, quacked Duck, with a net, like a fishing net, but moon-sized. I think I'd like to swing from the moon, said Bear. You could catch us, Lizzie, when it was time to come down. Duck felt a little unsure about this idea. Oh, what about floating in space like a space balloon, Duck? Quacked Duck. Lizzie was starting to think that her two friends really liked space. Or playing hide and seek between the planets, suggested Bear, with magic doors. We'd need magic doors, so we didn't have to use a rocket. I don't know how to fly a rocket. I'd like a magic flying box, added Duck. I'm fairly sure I could fly a box. Actually, I'd like to meet some aliens, quacked Duck excitedly. Green ones with extra eyes and arms. Maybe, said Lizzie, we could just sit here, together. No swings, or nets, or doors, or aliens. Just us. I think that's what I'd like to do if I got to choose. And they all sat and stared at the night sky. Do you stay this size now? Asked Lizzie quietly. I don't know what I'd do without the bear hugs. However, I really don't know how we're all going to fit in my bed. Oh, yes, said Duck. You're stuck with us now. No more throwing us on the floor at night and hoping we don't notice. And as many hugs as you need, whispered Bear. Once upon a time, there were three friends, a bear, a duck, and a girl. And they made their own stories. The end. This has been Girl, Bear, and Duck, Finding a Story, written and illustrated by Suzanne Watson.